Okay, so my app crashed, and I think that things with Facebook Live are going to be great. I think that it's a matter of like sort of feeling through all of the growing pains that they're going to have. But anyway, my app crashed, so here I'm again with part 2, and this wasn't going to take but a few minutes. I was sort of talking about adult things in front of kids and sort of how you should save those things for later. One of the things that I have to be careful of is Samuel is an eavesdropper, and he is super attentive, and that's something that I think a lot of phlegmatics are. They sort of want to be quiet, and nobody wants to, they don't want nobody to see them. They're kind of like ninjas. Like maybe all ninjas are phlegmatics. I don't know. But so he will he'll eavesdrop, and then I'm not sure, didn't realize he was eavesdropping, and then he'll come and ask this big long question about something that I didn't think he was involved in. So I have to be really careful about sort of talking about things in front of kids. And so if you've got that struggle, be aware of that, and be aware of, sort of making the time to not have those conversations in front of them. Let's see. I talked about keeping your online time in check. Stay on top of your school planning. Getting behind is stealing your peace. Stay on top of it. If you are not properly prepared and you can't pull together a lesson that you feel confident about, then go to the park instead. And then take the time to actually go through and put a lesson together. If your planning is a struggle for you, then you need to be in one of our planning workshops, because we teach you how to plan. And really, planning is so important. That's why you came to this. You came to this to give them beautiful, beautiful lessons. You can't do that if you don't take the time. So, take the time to do the planning, and don't expect a lot from your kids if you have a day when you're not planned. And I'll just give an example. And this just happened to me this week. So Erica's been teaching for a while, and Ellie and I just started back to math. She was in Peru for a while. She was recovering from being really sick, and so we just started back to math. And I didn't know where she left off with her dad. And so I was not prepared when we sat down to do algebra. And I got through the second problem, and I was like, wait a minute. I need to stop. And I apologized to her, and we moved on and did something different. And then I sat down, because what I do is, when you're teaching big kids, you should do this. I do every single problem so that I know if there's a problem with it. I know if there's a misprint in the answer book. I know if there's something I don't understand. I do every single problem. And which generally, we use Jamie York's Making Math Meaningful for grade 9. And so generally it's not a ton of problems. We're talking about 20 problems, maybe 30 at the most. But that's my prep work for her. That's a part of it, at least, because I want her to feel confident in my knowledge, and she can't do that if I'm not prepared. So if I'm not prepared for that, I'll just say, can we just skip math for today, or let's review a topic that we already had. And that happens. I mean, sure, that happens. That happens, it happens here maybe once a month, right? Something happened, the kid was up all night long and I didn't get up early enough to do the prep that I needed. So we have to sort of, it be in flux for a day. But that's generally not a problem, because that's not where I operate from on a regular basis. So if that's where you're operating from on a regular basis right now, you need to stop. Because, and this is not judgment, this is just me saying to you, what do you want for your kids? And what is it that you want them to get from this education? If you want them to get beautiful lessons that are well laid out, that you've taken time for, then you need to spend the time to sort of put into it. So that's just my bit on planning and lessons. The other thing I was how are things with your partner? This is so important. If you are at odds with your partner, you are going to be at odds with everybody. If your marriage is really struggling, get yourself into some counseling, work on our Thrive program, do something positive that helps you both. And sadly, I have to tell you, if you and I have spoken recently and your marriage is struggling, or you're going through a divorce, I want you to know that our family prays for you every day. I have a prayer list that we go through every morning when we do our morning prayers, because I think about all of you all the time. My heart goes out to you, because I know what it's like to be in that spot, and it just plain sucks. It's not cool at all, and it's really frustrating when you are trying to be on the right path and you are being met with nothing but opposition from your partner. So I just want to say that's like a really important piece, and sort of getting yourself to a place where you can say, hey, we're okay, or we're at least getting better. That is where you want to be, or hey, we're great. That's a great thing. But being on the same page as your partner, at least being in the same library, is super important. Learn how to hold the piece together. And again, we talk about that in our Thrive program. And if you want some more tips and have some more questions about holding the piece together, please let me know. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it. This is part 2. I'll make sure that they're both linked together. Remember that you cannot give peace if you don't have peace. So find it within yourself. Figure out how you're going to hone that for yourself and your kids, and have a good time. This is an awesome journey. Awesome journey. I love every second of it. Even when they're kicking and screaming, even when they're mad at me. My daughter was mad at me earlier today. Still love the journey. I wouldn't give it up for anything. Absolutely love it. So, if you're not loving this journey right now, then we have to help you figure out how you can love it, because this journey is awesome. I have so much fun every day. I love the people I work with. I love the curriculum and the inner work, and I love the handwork. Oh my gosh, I could knit all day. So, if you're not loving it, then let's get you to a place where you're loving it. So send me a PM if you have any questions, and I hope you just have a wonderful day. Bye now.